good top hooker. Anderson here again. Just finished my military training here at Pelham Range in Alabama. I'm doing it on the weekends. And I said I needed a video. It's kind of nice. I needed a video for top hooker so y'all can see me, learn about who I am. Me, I'm 27 years old, from Montgomery, Alabama. I live with my wife and our 3 dogs. As far as fishing history, I've been fishing since I was probably about 4, maybe 5 years old. I was taught by my family, my mother, my father, my grandfather, and my grandmother. My grandmother, she could pull a catfish out of a mud puddle, so she's given me a little bit of a head start on pretty much everybody out there. Since then, I've been fishing for brim, catfish, crappie, bass, anything in the ocean, red snapper, grouper. I fish east of the Mississippi and south of the Mason-Dixon. Anything there, I've probably caught it if you can catch it. I used to fish in Iraq. We'd take hand grenades, toss a grenade in the water, boom, we'd blow up, fish would pop to the surface. We brought a whole platoon dinner one night. But that's just my overseas fishing. We don't really do that around here. Me and my wife just moved into a new little neighborhood, and behind it there's about a 50-yard wide by 100-yard long pond, and it had a couple little brim in it. And I was looking at the brim. I was like, oh, there's a couple bass under there too. I looked up. There's a man sitting out front and drinking a beer. I said, hey man, is there any fish in this pond? He says, there's a few little ones. I said, well, what about these bass right here? That's like a 2-pound bass. And he goes, yeah, those bass are trained to not bite. They won't bite anything. The next day, I caught a 5-pound bass out of that trained, no fish biting pond. 2 days later, I'm out there fishing for catfish because I like to catfish. Well, actually, I started off, I was throwing bread to the brim. And I threw the little bread to the brim. I started seeing under them these big old catfish swimming. I was like, oh, that's catfish. So I caught a brim, knocked him out of his misery, cut him in half, put him on a hook, and threw him in the water. 2 minutes later, zip, got a catfish on the line. Came out of a 12-pound catfish full of babies. And I looked up, because I like to practice CPR, which is catch, picture, release. Looked up, and who's cutting his grass but old Geefer beer drinker? Doesn't catch fish. He looks down at me, and I said, hey man, can you take my picture? He goes, yeah. Comes down there, takes my picture, and right as he's taking the picture, he goes, how'd you catch that catfish in that pond? I didn't think there were any in there. I ain't never caught one. I said, hey man, you ain't me. So that's the one thing you need. When you're fishing, you have to have the skill, the luck, but you also have to have the attitude. You have to let the fish know who's boss and what you're doing. That's why I go catching and not fishing. But like I said, I've caught up to 30-pound grouper, 25-pound red snapper, speckled trout, anything in freshwater. Ocean fishing is my passion though. My weakness for the show, that would have to be ice fishing. We don't have ice in Alabama, and sitting out on the cold ice fishing doesn't sound like a good time. So that'd probably be the first challenge you could throw me. But the secret to fishing, well, I'm not going to tell you the secret right now. I'll give you the secret when I get out to LA and show you what I can do. Thank you for your consideration. Hopefully I'll see you soon.